What is up, YouTube? What is up? Hope everyone is having a good day today. And so today's video, we are just going to go over a quick setup that happened last week on Euro USD, right? Very simple setup, but something that you can follow in your trading plan, your trading style, what to look for, you know, how to give yourself a easier way of determining you know a directional bias or even a predetermined reversal, right? So that's actually what we see here. So this is on the 60-minute time frame on Euro USD, and when we looked at the 4 hour, if you look at the 4 hour, I should say, price looks like it's bearish. But, you know, this box down here, I personally had a predetermined demand zone from the higher time frame that I was expecting, a possible rejection, right? And that's all really trading is trying to find possibilities and you know probabilities, I guess, too. But you just look for the same thing over and over again. It might be completely different than the next person, but if it works for you, then you know why fix what's working, right? So this predetermined demand zone that we had down here, I had noticed that price on Tuesday had failed to touch that demand zone. It failed to get that low. And then we go into Asian session, and this created the low of Wednesday, the initial low, and then the initial high of Wednesday, right? So with this push down here, we're grabbing this liquidity. And what is liquidity? It's just money. It's where orders are sitting, right? So price is magnetized towards money, towards orders, towards liquidity, right? So it's no coincidence, and we'll zoom into this here in a second, but it's no coincidence that Tuesday's low gets violated by a strong impulse to the downside and meeting this demand zone right here. It's no coincidence. So if we look at this, right, we see right here, and you can take the time to pause this and read it if you want, but it's basically describing what this setup, what's happening in this setup. So price pushed down, right, past these relatively equal lows and grabbing liquidity. And, like I said, it created the low of the day on Wednesday, which would also give us this rejection from that higher time frame demand zone right here. It's not a coincidence. But, this can happen, you know, anytime, any pair. So what makes this one probable, right? The rejection that we got from this demand zone to the left from the higher time frame gave us an impulse that we can play off of, right? This is that big splash in the water, right? This is that impulse that we can play off of. So what do we see after this break of structure, right? We know now that you know this lower time frame was bearish, but this just shifted the market to bullish, right? So what can we look for? Well, we see that, this is technically the last strong impulse down before breaking structure, but it's not ultimately a really good point of interest. So we see right here, this bit of selling. This is the impulse that institutions, banks, or whatever probably did most of their buying relatively at the bottom end of the candle, right? But right here is where they started this push down, okay? So that's why you see a heavy push through this high, also leaving inefficiency in this area, right? So after this break of structure occurs, we can expect price to retest back into that certain zone, right? Filling inefficiency, mitigating out of orders, and then releasing the rest of buy orders, heading towards a higher time frame point of interest and capturing, liquidity, buy side liquidity along the way. So if we look at this setup here, I think you guys can see my screen here on Discord, right? Here was the before setup on Euro USD. We had bought right here. Here's the break of structure, strong impulse to the upside, and price came back to retest that previous structure. Here's after. This is 25 pips. This is where I took my partials at the previous high that started the retracement down into our point of interest to then reject. And this is where I fully got out. It's like 40, 45 pips or so. But yeah, really good trade, perfect setup. You guys can incorporate this setup easily in your trading. If you back test this enough, your eyes will train themselves to, see these types of things. But, you know, until next time. Oh, if you guys liked this video, be sure to give me a like, subscribe, comment down below. What's your favorite setup? What do you guys want to see from me next? Comment down below. But until next time, I will catch you guys later and good luck. Have a good week trading coming up, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.